All right. So we got breeding carpets. Now we were asked if we could do a bit of a thing on people wanting to breed carpets for their first time round. How you go about setting up to breed carpets, the lead up to it, when the males go in with the females, yada yada yada. I suppose a quick rundown.
Yeah.
You wanna go first or?
Well, I feed pretty heavily up to what is it? April.
Yeah. I used to go hard till April.
Yeah, and halfway through April, I'd just start cutting them down.
Yep.
Yeah, and May I'd do my temps at the same time. They're dropping as the food's dropping.
Yep.
Sort of thing. Well, actually, no. I keep the heat going until after feeding, and then that's when I start dropping when the last one's emptied himself.
So I used to like doing the whole lot, whether it was carpets, olives, blackheads.
Yeah.
I used to like doing the whole lot down at April, like you were saying, and I'd back the food back, plus I'd back the temps back at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
No, and I'd do that again in May as well.
Yeah, May I drop it pretty severely, like, and then halfway through May I drop it the rest of the way, so that I want to drop it, and then wait a little while and start introducing males.
In late May, early June.
Yeah, end of May, early June.
I'd do the same. I'd go with the carpets. It was 1st of June. Not all carpets, though. The diamonds and breadlight I'd leave till August. So if I had something that was, but if I had like a jungle diamond cross, I'd introduce a female. I'd introduce the male in like July.
Yeah.
I'd play around like that. But rule of thumb was all the carpets, by the breadlight and diamonds, were 1st of June. And then ending up with breadlight and diamond influence. If they were pure breadlight and diamond, I'd go August. If they had the breadlight and diamond influence in there, it'd probably be around the July mark.
Yeah.
And I found that was really good on the males too.
Yeah.
I wasn't flogging the heck out of the males come January. You know, right from the word go, you're not bam flogging them over every female.
No.
You're getting a bit of more longevity out of your males.
Yeah, you do.
So, thought someone could be cute. Off Queensland and Dan missed it. I was trying to read both voices.
It sucks you can't read it, eh?
No, sorry man, I missed that one. But yeah, temp stay. I think I got it. I think what you're asking is temp stay high, December, December, January, February, March, and then they start coming back April, May. By June, have you got everything back to where you want it? You've got it cut off either 12, 11, whatever hours you've got this room set up at?
Yeah, I've got it how I want it, like by the end of May.
End of May?
Yeah.
And how do you find it? Because we had big 6-foot enclosures for the big snakes and 4-foot enclosures for the carpets. You run everything in, all your breeders in racks.
Yeah.
Is it a lot easier to heat the racks?
Oh yeah.
Than, because the enclosures were, I found on a really cold winter's day, we'd struggle to heat the enclosures. Now we were just running 40-watt party globes, but we'd have 2 of them in there in some of the cages, so we could jack it up to the 80 watts. Yeah. But still, some of them it would struggle to get that whole room up. So I ended up having to like aircon the room and shit like that just to help get the ambient temp up so I could get the hot end up. How do you find the racking system?
They're brilliant, and they're just awesome.
The hot end just heats up nice and quick for you.
Yeah, you got
dramas.
a nice hot spot there. That's always 32 or at. But yeah, I'll keep it at 32 while it's on.
Yep.
and that's only for what, 6 hours of the day or something, or 8 hours of the days.
Now, for those that don't know the racking system, whose racking system is this? Is this Vision or
yeah, Vision. That they come from Steve Crawford. What's his business name? I can't remember.
we'll find that one out for you.
Find that out. But yeah, they're basically Vision racks.
Vision racks, Steve Crawford.
They're a lot bigger than they look and stuff.
They are.
You can even just leave them in there and they'll do the maternal thing and everything. You know.
So you've actually let a female internally incubate one of these tubs?
We done two clutches last year.
That's good. Now that's something I've never done, and I'm kicking myself that I've never done it.
Yeah.
Was let something maternally incubate.
Yeah, we done zebra to zebra.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the smaller tubs over here, the grow out tubs.
Right.
And that was fine. They hatched out really good.
Right. So what other? Do you remember what's that rack size called?
That's they're python racks.
Right.
They're called. They got a I think they got a name. I can't remember it. And there's something 70s.
Because I remember seeing photos of these everywhere when these first hit Australia.
Yeah.
And especially this size rack behind us. These, I couldn't tell you. I'll have to look into it.
It's a lot of money there.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that's why I never got into it. The price was way out of my price range.
Yeah.
When I got into it, all I could afford was a trip down to Bunnings and a bit of melamine and a sausage.
Yeah, because of my back and stuff. These are brilliant.
Yeah, well, they look easy to clean.
Yeah, easy to clean. It's all plastic and stuff. It's light.
Yes.
I can move them around.
Yes.
You know, pull the whole tub out, stick it on the bench, and.
Well, there you go. So there's a bit about caging versus racking, but with carpets, I used to breed all mine in 4-foot enclosures. They had sliding glass fronts, vents were at the front. And what else? Bit of a heat divider in there, and again a 40-watt party globe. So the snake had its hot end, had its cool end. I could keep the hot end at around 32, 33 degrees. Cool end could get down to 28, 27. No worries. And yeah, so there's a bit of a difference between racking versus enclosures. How do you go with? Do you open to look for observation? That's what I loved about the enclosures was you walk up to the enclosure and you can see ovulation. So do you check for ovulation or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walk up, you can see straight through them really.
Right.
Get right up to them.
I was just wondering if the snake's hanging right out of the back, or do you need to just give it a little crack?
Then you just pull it out a little bit.
Doesn't upset them too much.
No, you got to be careful, but no, doesn't disturb them much.
Right. Well, it obviously works. You breed a shitload of snakes every year.
Yeah.
So do a lot of other people using racking systems. So
yeah,
it's up to you guys. Racks or enclosures. They're both proven systems.
Yeah, I used to have enclosures. I love them. Absolutely love them, but I just can't get down there and.
Yeah. With your back. Yeah. Well, I don't know if everyone knows Wayne's got a buggered back from being young and invincible.
Yeah.
Fucks a lot of people up.
It does.
Being young and invincible.
Bloody hell.
Now, where are we up to? We're up to, right, it's winter. We've just introduced our males.
Yeah.
Now, what do you look for now? You look for next thing's ovulation? Or you look for the
just,
hookups, the lockups?
Yeah, lockups basically. Just any action, sperm movement, you know. Yeah.
Sperm plugs on the back of the female?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I used to look for with yollovs because it was very hard to catch them mating. So you'd go looking for the sperm. as gross as that sounds, to confirm right there's been a mating. You'd go looking for a bit of dry sperm on the back of the female.
Yeah. Sometimes you just don't see any mating.
No.
You know.
No. Now, just say that happens. Just say you've got a pairing going, you don't see any mating. Do you introduce a second male to try and witness mating, or do you start combating? Do you introduce a second male and start combating, and you still hope that first male does the job?
It all depends. If you know the snake, and it usually does it, and you don't see it,
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if not seeing action, you just use skins.
Yeah, that's a good trick. What Wayne's talking about, to skin from another male, a shed skin.
A shed skin. Don't skin the
don't skin your snake.
But also, I'd get another carpet pipe and take the male out.
Right.
And I'd get another male, put it in the cage, just let it crawl through the cage.
You get the scent everywhere?
Yeah, you could just go from, one end to the other, pull it out, stick that other male back in, he'll be pissed.
I found that with the olives a lot. If I had a male that wasn't doing the trick, the scent of another male would sound crazy.
Yeah, and I did blackheads. I didn't have another male.
Right.
So I just bloody put a carpet into that enclosure, took both the adults out, put the carpet in there, let it roam around for 5 minutes, took it out, put the blackheads back in. They were locked up in no time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got a lot of people saying both, like Joey and Birch, both racks and big cages have their places in collections. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Deb saying she misses having her display enclosures.
Yeah.
We were talking last week about the amount of outside natural habitats you see.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't get distracted. I do that when I get to smoking. I'm horrible. Right, so we've put our males in. We've witnessed a few matings. Now, what are we looking at? We're looking at June, July, September. We're looking for ovulation.
Yeah.
So,
I get it pretty early.
Yeah. August, September.
So round there you.
So we're
really looking. Yeah.
So we got 2 months of hard work with the males. Then August, September, we're looking at ovulation. 21 days after ovulation? Is it pre-lay?
20 was like 27.
And then is it 28 to 32 days after pre-lay, you then get the eggs, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's right. It's been a few years for me, folks.
Yeah,
so,
I don't really count the days, but...
with your BHBs, did you keep them in enclosures or tubs? Sorry if it's off subject. Well, myself, I was always 6 foot enclosures, but you've successfully bred them in racking system, in tubs.
Yeah, in tubs, in enclosures, and
so there you go. There you go, Trent. Yeah, so both systems, man.
Yeah. The blackheads are fine. They're really cool.
Yeah. Well, the reason why Dan and I never went to the tub system was I'm a tight-fisted bastard.
Yeah.
And we'd spent the money on the enclosures. I was still working. Why throw out something that still works? You'd spent the money on it.
Yeah.
That was the only reason why we never got into lining the whole breeding room, because like you said, there's a lot of money sitting here, but it is such an amazing looking system.
Yeah.
I find that the tubs for hatchies, to me that's nearly a must. If you put a hatchie in a big tub, in a big enclosure, a lot of times they're going to freak out and not eat. What weight do you guys suggest for your males and females for breeding? Got your mark. Where in the tubs I've found they feed a lot better. They're just a lot more secure in the tiny little tub. And if they start freaking out the mat, you'd always throw in like a empty toilet roll or a light box or something, and they can get even smaller again and feel even more secure again.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Right, so June, July, August, September, we're looking for ovulation. Now, ovulation is what you've got. I'm going to have I'm not a vet, so I'll have a crack at explaining it. You can jump in it if you want.
Yeah.
Female snake, you got like three tubes. Ovary ducts, you got eggs. Eggs are being pushed up and then coming down the centre one. Now that ovulation is the eggs coming up meeting, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the swelling of those eggs coming up meeting and going down the centre. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, you should see a nice swelling in the snake.
Now, how long in the carpets? Was it 24, 48 hours? It's pretty quick, isn't it, ovulation? Or would it last a week?
It can go a couple of days, but usually it's over a couple of hours.
Yeah, now what I noticed was you'd see the females kink their tails up, and that'd be pushing all the eggs up.
Yeah, if you watch carefully, you can see them pushing.
Yeah,
you know.
So that'd be, to me, that was the first sign of ovulation. Watching your snake, and the female's tail just kinks out a little bit funny, and you see she's pushing up. So and then
before that you might get a little swelling.
Yeah.
And it looks like ovulation, and you think, oh yeah, I got it, yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
You gotta wait till you see when she's
swallowed a Coke bottle.
And and you'll know what it's ovulation.
Funny story, off topic, but funny story. First time I seen a olive ovulate, it freaked me out. I didn't know what the hell it was. And I rang the vets up, and there's something wrong with me snake, It looked like it swallowed a Coke bottle. What do I do? And they said, bring it down and get an ultrasound done. Oh, what's that going to cost? And $450, $500, and I was broke as shit. I was like, don't worry, I can get another one for $450. So what it turned out to be was ovulation. So it was my first time breeding snakes.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a mating, so I didn't realise she was gravid, and so I freaked out because she legit looked like she swallowed a Coke bottle.
Yeah.
So anyway, ovulation, 21 days, 22 days later, we should get the pre-lay shed. After the pre-lay shed, now that's just what I used to call it. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Technically, I don't know.
Sloth.
Yeah, but I just used to mark a good little hint for the people doing it first time is get a bit of chalk or one of those pens that just rubs off, and make a little note somewhere, or write in your little Bible. I said last week when I was getting into it, I had a little notepad that I called the Holy Bible. Make a note of that pre-lay shed. Do you make a note of your pre-lay sheds?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Right to the end, I still made a note of pre-lay sheds, because then you knew when to put the breeding box, the lay box in, and to expect eggs and all that sort of stuff. So to me, I found it very helpful. I'd write just on the glass, ovulation, write it up, pre-lay shed, write it up.
Yeah, I'll write it on the tubs, I'll just put a number or whatever. Yeah,
in the early days I used to keep everything in a book.
Yeah, same.
But these days, towards the end,
this is a closed collection though, so I know all my snakes too.
Yeah.
So
but a good one for the people just getting into it. Yeah, make a note of when the pre-lay shed is, and then start looking. What's the earliest you've ever had a snake lay after a pre-lay shed?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure really.
I think I remember seeing one of your posts at day 18 or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I've done day...
I can't remember what it was though.
I can't remember that either, but I remember it was day 18. I thought, shit, that's early.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was one of your posts.
Yeah, I was pretty sure because I remember day 18.
Now my early set, so you get the pre-lay shed, It's supposed to be 28 to 32 days after the pre-lay shed,
Yeah.
you're going to get eggs. Now, all depending on how much heat you give your females and how much heat they're going to soak up is to how quick those eggs are going to come out. If they soak a heap of that heat up, they're going to spit those eggs out quick. So I had a wheat milk going 19 days after pre-lay. Yeah, cheers, friend. So so it can happen early. So keep an
Especially
eye.
in the edge regions.
Yeah, keep an eye out, folks. There we go. We had a diamond that had no pre-lay. I missed who that was.
Yeah, I've had that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rule of thumb,
That was
anyway,
with Mary Darling.
was it? No
Yeah.
pre-lay, just straight
No
into
pre-lay.
ovulation, then a long gestation,
Just, yeah, it just
eggs.
just swelled up
and
and then spat out eggs, and it spat out before it had eggs. It spat out eggs from the year before.
oh,
Slugs.
really?
Yeah, they look like mummified and stuff.
Oh,
And I'm thinking, oh no.
yeah,
That's
and then
that's
here comes
what's
the
in
good
there.
ones.
And then magic clutch. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Alright, so rule of thumb, 28 to 32 days later, but like we've said, and we've had a few comments come in, that they can go early. So keep an eye out, from day 15 or so onwards, start get that lay box in there. What I used to do was, if the snake had a hide, I'd flip the hide up and put a bit of spag moss in there. I'd wet the spag moss, just give it a spray every couple of days with water, keep the spag moss moist, and sometimes the snakes would lay in there, sometimes they wouldn't. One thing I always done was I took the water bowl out because I didn't want snakes laying in a water bowl. So come daylight 22, 23, that water bowl come out.
Yeah.
What's your procedure when it comes to your gravid females? You're chasing eggs,
Yeah, they're all real comfortable in these racks.
right?
So they usually sit in there, just out in the open or under the paper,
Right.
and I don't really bother them much. They lay under the paper or
So just straight on the plastic.
in the You put bloody hides in there and they just sit on top of it.
How do you go getting the eggs off the plastic? Do the eggs stick to the plastic? Or like if you can't get to them straight away, she lays tonight, you don't see them till tomorrow. Are they stuck there?
No.
No,
They're stuck, but they'll come off pretty easy.
Do you use like a paint scraper to
No,
get underneath it, or you just slowly manoeuvre?
Slowly lift it and it'll just come off. It doesn't stick real hard on
Right,
the plastic.
right, there you go. Yeah, that was one thing I used to hate, was when they'd lay straight on the melon line,
Yeah.
and if I couldn't catch it till tomorrow morning, they were stuck.
Now I hate it when they do it on the paper because they do stick on the paper.
What do? You just cut around the paper
I just,
and incubate paper and oil, or do you
I
spend the
just-
time tearing it away?
oh yeah, I'd take it all away.
Take it
'cause
all away?
You'll get mould from that paper.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, good one, didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to hate it when they. But a tip for if you have got a clutch stuck to the melamine floor this season coming up, and you're not sure what to do, I used to. Do you separate the eggs or leave them together, Daniel? So if you've got a clutch and it's stuck to the floor, I used to use a paint scraper, and I'd get in there just ever so gently, just manoeuvring it, sort of thing, and like you said, with your fingers. Slowly separate. To answer your question, then, sorry, I missed that one, whoever that was. Hopefully it'll come up here. Or if you want to try and chase it down on your phone.
Okay.
No.
Right.
I used to like to separate all my eggs, and the reason why I used to like to separate was if one egg started going bad, I could take it and make up its own little brew. So if I found that egg was taking on too much moisture, I could make up a dry brew. If it wasn't soaking up enough, I could make up a wet brew. Of vermiculite and water to set the egg on, a bit of perlite, throw it in, some hugs and kisses. The other reason why I used to like to separate was if that didn't work, and the egg started going bad, I'd just throw it, and there was no danger of any of the other eggs getting the mould growing over them. Now, you can get eggs with mould on them that hatch snakes out. I've seen it happen. You've had it happen. I've had it happen where you've got your eggs, they get mould, and one thing I used to do was go through every night if I had a mouldy egg and wipe it down with paper towel and try and nurse it through. You do that?
Yeah.
So there's a little trick.
Good.
If you got a mouldy egg that you're trying to nurse through, water droplets on it, anything like that, go through with a paper towel every night and clean it. Clean the egg. Don't roll the egg. Pick the egg up, give it a good clean out and all that sort of stuff, and then put the egg back. Don't roll the egg around. So sidetracked again.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we up to? We're up to eggs.
Any comments?
Yeah. Well, we got a good question here.
So, breeding and that shit. Introducing ovulation, relay, and eggs are due. Then rough hatch dates and stuff like that. Did we go over hatch dates?
No, we didn't go over hatch dates.
Still on eggs.
Yeah, we're still on eggs.
Alright.
So who was it? That was
Carlos.
Carlos.
Roughhead.
Right, yeah, Carlos.
I don't know what it.
Right, Carlos knows who he is. We don't get many Carloses watching. Carlos made himself up a yearling. What's he got there? He made himself up a yearling breeding sheet with introductions, ovulations, prelays, and when the eggs were due, and then a rough hatch date as well. So that's a good little tip. I don't know what Carlos done with them. If he kept that sheet, if he kept all the sheets together in a book somewhere, if he put that sheet to the cage or what he done, but that's a good little trip, Carlos.
He wrote it out, so I thought.
Yeah, go on, cheers, man. So we've got the eggs. How do you incubate?
I usually do hunts of eggs in the incubator as well, but what I do the no substrate sort of thing. But I just put perlite on the bottom, like perlite about that much. What's that?
Yeah, inch and a half.
Inch and a half, something like that.
Yep.
Then pour a little bit of water in the bottom.
Mhm.
And just like a cup of water in there.
I reckon we'll get some comments here about
Then have
that.
a grid and that the eggs sit on the grid.
So where's your grid? Sitting on top of the perlite?
Yeah.
And the eggs sit on top of the grid?
Yeah.
So your grid's not suspended?
No, it's just sitting on the perlite.
Right.
And that keeps them dry.
Yeah.
And air's still going around them.
Right.
And the perlite just...
Yeah, that's all...
All the moisture comes up. All they need,
So that's all eggs?
Yeah, all eggs. All eggs.
Right. I reckon you watch the comments come through about water. Over water. Because I'm very similar to Wayne, but mine was a combination of both perlite and vermiculite. And again, I'd mix it up with warm water, and then I'd mix it up with your perlite. Do you mix it up the day that you got eggs, or do you mix your brew up, put your incubation tub with your perlite in the incubator a week prior to having eggs, and then bring it up to temp?
I like to have it
ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
sometimes you get caught out when they go at day 19.
Yeah, and sometimes I just bang them straight in.
Yeah, I was the same. I used to like having mine made up like a week, 10 days prior. Mine would be a vermiculite perlite mix. I always thought you had to suspend the grids. What's your favourite incubation method, guys? Now, if you're going over water, I'm pretty sure you suspend the grids. Straight on top of perlite, that perlite works as a medium, doesn't it?
But that's basically like the suspension
of the water, because the water's at the bottom.
You can't splash the thing.
Yeah, because the water's at the bottom of the perlite.
Water just sits down the bottom.
Yep.
And as it's needed, it comes up.
Yep.
you know.
Now mine, I never put grids in. I used to actually, I'd have a vermiculite, perlite mix. I'd mix that up with warm water. I really can't remember the ratio, guys. I'd go by feel, as in perlite, vermiculite, a bit of warm water, mix it up, squeeze it as hard as you can. As soon as I got that one drop of water out, that was it. If I squeezed it and a heap of water come out, she was too wet. Squeeze it, nothing out, too dry. You squeeze the hell out of it, you get one droplet out, perfect. So I'd make my mix up like that, but I'd never put grids in. I'd actually bury like a third of the egg into the mix.
I like air to get around.
Yeah. Now with the airing, do you aerate your eggs? Because I used to, once a week at least, I'd get the eggs out. I'd take out of the incubator. Sorry, not the eggs. I'd get the incubator container out of the incubator that had the eggs in it. I'd take the lid off. I'd wipe all the conduit off the lid, and then I'd wave the eggs, and that's how I'd get air all around my eggs.
Yeah. Did you get moisture all the time through the?
Not the first couple of days. So I'd do that once a week. Day 3, day 4, I'd find the moisture would start building up again.
Yeah.
So come day 5, day 6, that's when I'm going through doing my wipe down, giving them a fan. And when I say a fan, it'd just be a quick, 10, 15 shakes of the lid. Lid goes back on. That tub goes in the incubator. Next one comes out.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
There you go. We got Trent Humphreys, 100 gram substrate, 100 gram water. Was about perfect. Yeah, I think mine was about the same. I'd go like litre and litre, so a litre of vermiculite, litre of water, sort of.
I've done eggs just no water in there at all, just perlite, grid, eggs.
Dry.
Came out good.
How sucked in did they get?
Not much at all.
You'd think
Really
with no water, you'd think they'd suck right in, wouldn't you?
And they at the end, like right near hatching, they still got moisture.
Really?
In a tub, yeah.
Huh.
The eggs are bloody amazing.
They are. Well, I love the way, for those that haven't bred yet, you're in for a treat. They shrink down and they swell back up again. And if you get too much water, they swell right up.
And my tubs are fully sealed as well.
Right, now mine, so Wayne keeps his tubs fully sealed. Mine had 4 holes, one in the corner with sticky tape over top.
Yeah.
And if I found condensation was getting too much, I'd just take one of the bits of tape off the hole.
Yeah.
Turn up for ease. I've been using water crystals in water with a grid above it. Now that became popular.
It did.
How many years ago did that method become popular over water? The water crystals and the grids.
Yeah, it works. Lots of ways it works.
Yeah.
That's a good thing with breeding reptiles and that. There's no real rules.
Wouldn't it be boring if we all done the same thing?
Yeah.
Hey, there'd be nothing to cover on Facebook about who's fighting with who.
Exactly.
Hey Joy, how you going?
Hey.
Alright, so we've got eggs. Now, we covered this last week. You cut eggs, don't you?
Yeah.
I cut eggs. We're talking carpet pythons. Day 55 or day 52?
Around 55. I try to wait for the first one.
Yeah.
But it's usually pretty early.
See, I found anywhere from day 52 to 55 was a good day to cut. I found no water works well. That was Ryan Thomas. So there you go, someone else backing up what you were saying about that. Now, was that over was that perlite, Ryan, or what was that with, mate? Was that vermiculite? Or just a grid, or where'd you go? Hey Tony, I found cutting anywhere from day 52 to 55. Last thing you want is going through all this effort and those hatchies dying on you, drowning in the egg, not developing an egg tooth, something going wrong. Twins, I've had twins get caught up in main vein. I nearly called it an umbilical cord then.
Yeah.
I've had twins get caught up in the main vein and drown. I don't know if you've ever experienced that one.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've had a few things drowning.
Yeah. So So we got a heap of comments coming.
Mm.
So yeah, I like to cut. I suggest cutting. Wayne suggests cutting. Now, when we say cutting, I used to cut a V in the top of the egg. I'd peel that V back, and I'd look inside the very first one. If that very first snake is, hey Peter, how you doing, mate? If that very first snake that I've cut is way down at the bottom of the egg and is belly up, I'd leave the rest of clutch. So I'll cut that one at day 52, and he's right down at the bottom of the egg and belly up. I'd leave the rest of clutch to day 55, and then I'd cut the rest at day 55.
Yeah.
You similar?
Similar, yeah, very similar.
So, hey Green, how are you, mate? So that's that one there. Once you cut the eggs, for those of you that watch Jay Brewer, don't stick your finger in and get them out. I'd leave the eggs in. I'd cut them a V. I'd put the egg back down, and I'd leave them. And the hatchling itself would come out. Some would come out within a couple of hours. Some would come out within a couple of days.
Yeah.
You found the same thing?
Yeah.
I had one that come out very early once, and the main vein was still attached to the insides, and the insides were left attached to the egg, and the snake's over the other end of the incubation tub.
Yeah.
And half hour later, it realised, I need all that shit to live,
Yeah.
and died. But that was what I was doing as a trial run, as very early on in the game. I heard the rumour that the last 3 weeks is when the snake develops its colour and pattern, and I wanted to watch that. So I cut the top off the egg for the last 3 weeks, and this snake come out very early because I'd legit cut the full top of the egg off.
Did you see the Brian
Barnett?
Barnett, yeah.
Laid that intra-easier out?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those
in the
years ago.
swing and that, yeah.
How long ago? Was that 15 odd years ago or something?
Oh, probably more than that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Brian Barnett, took one out as, what do you call it?
It's, I think it's split or something. So he just...
And he's incubated this
it
this snake out of its shell.
It was the little fetus just sitting there, and you could watch it grow.
Yeah. Now that's when it was fully dry, perlite buried.
Wow.
Perlite buried. Eggs produce monsters themselves, especially close to the hatchling. So we got a comment there, guys, from Brett Moy, saying that he likes to very fully bury his wormer eggs in perlite, and yeah, they moisturise themselves while they're in there. So yeah, we're getting plenty of different comments coming through on the incubation. So that's different incubation methods. So that's good. And when it comes to incubation, you can go as cheap or as fancy as you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't be scared by your imagination. When we first started, straight down the dump, begging for an old fridge. Took an old fridge home, ripped the motor out, put a couple of lights, bit of heat cord in it, you get an incubator. Bit of a fan in there to move some shit around. Thermostat.
I just got a couple of pieces of wood and bang it together, make a box. And then heat cord.
Yeah, I've heard people using just polystyrene containers.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can maternal incubation versus thingo. And did you ever have any form of cooling for your incubator in case the outside temp was too hot? It's a pack of frozen peas from the freezer. Seriously, if I used to when I had eggs in the incubator, I'd keep an eye on the temp. And if I knew we were in for a big long heat wave, I'd start filling up 2 litre Coke bottles and freezing them and throwing them in the incubator the next day to keep the temp down, to stop from spiking. What about yourself?
We're lucky here. We don't have to really worry too much about it.
No, every now and then in Queensland, you get the odd
when
one.
It's
but
really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen Coke bottle or frozen peas out of the freezer.
Air conditioner through the door there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, whole house gets air conditioned.
Yeah, well, Wayne's lucky he's got this whole room aircon and whatnot. So yeah, the outside temp's not going to blow up to 40 degrees cooking the inside temp up.
Yeah.
So that's
But yeah, I used to have to do all the bottles. You know.
Yeah, well, I still used to.
Yeah.
Again, it worked. And again, whatever works. So
Pretty sure we've done it here.
maternal incubation. I've seen one versus maternal incubation versus artificial incubation. I suppose that's called, isn't it? Now, I like myself. I never maternally incubated, and the reason why was I wouldn't feed anything in the breeding room. We had all our breeders in the one room, very similar to Wayne's set up here, but cages versus racks. Now I wouldn't start feeding again until the last female had laid her eggs. So that was usually around November, and then I was feeding slowly during November, and then hard December, January, February, March. When you're maternally incubating, you don't get that luxury of November and December. They're still sitting on eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So you've maternally incubated. The girls that you've maternally incubated, have you been able to get the condition back onto them to breed again the following year?
Have, yeah.
You have?
Yeah, but they're young girls.
Right.
So they're growing anyway. You know
Right.
what I mean?
But it would have taken a lot of food to get them back into
We
condition,
do
yeah.
feed a bit. But yeah, I'll probably be doing them the same snakes again this year. Just for the interest of it, really.
Holy shit, we're pushing on an hour, guys. We were supposed to talk about proving out a mutation. I can tell you now, we'll scrap that. We'll do that another night because, again, that's another good topic that we don't want to skimp on.
Yeah.
So, alright, so that's about incubation. Oh, maybe with that, with day 55 incubation. If you haven't seen an egg pip by day 55, make sure you cut.
Yeah.
With your eggs and your hatchlings.
Yeah.
Usually with my hatchlings, I wouldn't offer food. So the egg hatched, I wouldn't offer food until it shed.
Yeah.
Which was usually 10 days, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
You guys is the same here?
Well, yeah, even a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Oh, no problem with maternal incubation and breeding year after year with ants. Sorry, I missed to post that. I missed to post that, but I got the comment in, so we're getting there with it. So yeah, when it come to feeding, that's what I'd do too. I'd take them out of the. What I'd do, the eggs would hatch, so I'd have all my eggs in one tub, all separated. The eggs would hatch. I'd take them out. I'd label the tub as to what the mum was, what dad was, when they were hatched, and all the bubs would go into one tub. And to make life nice and easy for myself, I'd leave that tub in the incubator with a water bowl in there with it, and then as the snakes shed, I would then pull them out of there and move them into the hatchling room and into their very own hatchie tub. And I'd label them up, who their mum was, who their dad was, give them their own little individual code, and yeah, that's pretty well the routine that I used to have. You got something similar going?
Pretty similar. So straight away when they hatch, I just sex them and clean them off, and everything else is the same basically after that.
Well, there you go. Wayne pops. I'd never learned how to pop, but they say if you can pop them as soon as they've hatched, that's the best time.
It's the best time, yeah. They just come straight out, and you can be sure that it is a female if it doesn't come out.
Well, there you go. That's Are you happy with that? It's 8:30. Are you happy with that? With the carpet breeding? I hope you guys give us a thumbs up if you're happy with that. If we got enough info out there for you.
Yeah, well, if you need more.
Yeah, if you need more, if you got a question, shoot them out now. Peter's fed his girls while they are incubating. There you go. Good one from Joanne Birch. That Peter has actually fed his girls while they're maternally incubating.
Yeah, I would do that too, like just little feeds.
Yeah.
Only small feeds.